We all understand the pressure of being responsible for something important, of having to make a big decision, of having to live with it afterwards. When we have to make serious decisions, especially ones that impact our lives or the lives of other people, there's a lot on the line. It's not just about picking an option, it's about what comes after that choice. If the decision goes badly, we are held accountable. And with that accountability comes real social consequences. People may judge us, criticize us, lose trust in us, or see us as less capable than before. Even then, we may face even more serious consequences. In some cases, we may experience punishment or lose status due to a poor choice. And beyond those external consequences, an important decision that goes wrong can shake our internal self-belief, making us question things like our intelligence and our competence. So naturally, we try to avoid these hard choices by all costs. Psychology has a term for this. Responsibility aversion is a tendency to avoid difficult decisions in order to escape the consequences that come with them. Now, in order to avoid this burden of making decisions, we look to outsource our responsibility to something external. We see this tendency all the time today, whether we realize it or not. We may rely on votes, defer to experts, or follow procedures, all to make decisions feel less personal. All of these modern examples show how we can intentionally or unintentionally practice responsibility aversion. But this pattern isn't new. It's appeared repeatedly throughout history, dating even 3,000 years back. In the ancient story of the golden calf, a large group of Israelites are left without their leader and become anxious about what to do next. Instead of carrying the tough moral burden of deciding what to do next, the Israelites ask Aaron to create a golden calf for them to defer to. So Aaron collects all their golden jewelry, smelts it down, and forms it into a calf. And that golden calf becomes something that the Israelites can lean to instead. If the journey were to fail, they could simply blame it on the calf. In this ancient tale, we see responsibility aversion at its core. The Israelites couldn't handle the decision-making power they had been handed, so they used an external object to relieve themselves of the pressure. Today, artificial intelligence has become our modern golden calf. It gives us a way to step back from deciding. Due to its speed and consistency, AI can often seem like a useful way to make choices. But the main reason AI is so appealing in decision-making is because it can help us avoid responsibility. Two of its key features make this possible. First, AI appears objective and neutral. We all know that humans can make mistakes and hold prejudices, but AI appears decisive and intelligent, which makes it seem more reliable than humans. As a result, we often intentionally defer to it. By trusting AI, we are relieved of the burden of making these tough decisions ourselves. Again, making independent decisions makes us feel a lot of pressure and ownership. If the outcome is bad, we must take accountability and we must experience the consequences. However, if we fail while using an AI tool, it becomes easier to say that we were simply following the more intelligent system. By doing this, we push the responsibility further away from us, effectively shielding ourselves from the consequences of a bad decision. Another way AI allows us to avoid responsibility is through its lack of transparency. It often feels like a black box. We can see the input and the output, but we can't really understand what happens in between. This makes it difficult to inspect its decisions and even more difficult to assign responsibility when something goes wrong. In complex AI systems, responsibility is spread across the model, the data, the developer, and the user. And this diffusion makes negligence very hard to isolate and weakens clear ownership of the outcome. With this many parties involved, no singular party must take accountability for their actions. Together, these two features allow AI to take the burden of choice off our shoulders. It seems like we're able to just pass our difficult decisions to this intelligent system that can carry our responsibility. And this is exactly what makes AI so appealing. It's why we keep turning to it. It gives us a sense of relief. But despite this attractive sense of relief that AI offers, we must keep making decisions ourselves. While it can help us make judgment, it lacks the intent and awareness needed to make difficult decisions. It can process information, but it lacks the understanding of values, fairness, and the consequences of its choices that humans have. And because it lacks this core human understanding, AI is unable to replace humans in high-stakes decision-making. Finally, the reason this is so important is because difficult decisions are part of what makes us human. As philosopher Ruth Chang says, hard choices are precious opportunities to celebrate the human condition. When we face these hard decisions ourselves, we exercise our agency. We build character. We develop emotional intelligence. We build wisdom. So, as we move into the future, we need to make sure that we don't continue passing our difficult decisions to AI. Instead, we must keep ownership of them ourselves, because not only is AI unfit for making these kind of decisions, but these hard choices are also crucial parts of being human. Thank you.